What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. First and foremost, I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. We are back on NBA 2K24 here for another 10-year rebuild, and today we're going to be doing currently the worst team in the Eastern Conference, and most likely going to finish up as the worst team in the East, that being the Washington Wizards. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like in this one, especially if you want 10 more 10-year rebuilds, and of course subscribe if you're new to this channel. As usual, we are on the road to 50,000 subs right now, and your subscription to help us reach that goal would be greatly appreciated. Other than that, the Washington Wizards, man, the Washington Wizards, to me, I don't know if there's a single player on this roster that I'm keeping long term. That's kind of where I'm at with this team. I think every single player we have on this Wizards roster is tradable at some point. I know like Bilal Coulibaly is a rookie, and if he develops enough, then obviously we'll keep him around. But like Kuzma, Jordan Poole, Tyus Jones, Gafford, like all these guys to me are guys we could easily flip at the trade deadline for more assets. It feels like a clean slate. We don't really have anybody we're building around long term, at least in my opinion, for my strategy going into this 10-year rebuild. So start today is still not working unfortunately in 2K. So no start today yet, but this is what we're going to roll with for the rest of the season. It's going to be DeLon Wright. I don't agree with that. I'm going to start Tyus Jones, obviously, but it'll be Tyus Jones, Jordan Poole, Kuzma, Deni Avdija, Gafford, DeLon Wright, Corey Kispert, Danilo Gallinari, Landry Shamet, and then obviously we want to get Bilal Coulibaly some minutes as well. But I feel like we can go ahead and also send him to the G League. That may not be like the worst idea in the world, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And I'll do the same thing with Johnny Davis as well, who's not getting minutes at the moment. I mean, we're thinking about the long-term game. We want these guys maybe like big contributors down the road, then I think we should probably try to send them down to the G League. I know Deni Avdija got paid as well, and I'm pretty sure he's on a nice little contract. So yeah, that's a pretty cheap contract. So Deni Avdija might stay here long term, still only 22 years old. We'll see how much he develops, but I will see you guys most likely at the deadline. Like there's no way I don't stop at the trade deadline to make like some kind of trade. Like Tyus Jones on a 1-year deal, you got to trade him, right? Like it doesn't make sense to keep him and not trade him. Kuzma, Jordan Poole, we could maybe trade the deadline. We'll see. Gafford is somebody that I wouldn't mind trading away either, but we'll see if anything pops up that we like. DeLon Wright is another guy. Like there's a lot of guys. Gallinari, like there's a lot of players that I would not mind flipping at the deadline. I feel like the Wizards should be, thinking the same. So I'll see you guys not at the end of year one. I will definitely see you at the trade deadline to start making some moves here. But you guys already know what time it is. Today's video is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the player props app that's available on mobile or desktop. It's simply you against the numbers. Prize Picks has all kind of sports, not even just NBA. If you like, CS2, League of Legends, NFL, soccer, like they got everything you could think of. And basically this is how it works. You choose between 2 to 6 players, 2 players being 3 times their money, all the way up to 6 players being 25 times your entry. So let's say tonight we think Max is going to go over 21.5, and then we think like, I don't know, Jordan Poole is going to go over 18.5. Then you go more and more on that projection. Like I said, you choose between 6 players if you want to go that high as well. I usually stick to 2-man entries as much as I can because they're just the more winnable ones, I feel like. But if you want to sign up for Prize Picks, use code Crushables. They match your deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. Use code Crushables down in the link in the description below. Thank you to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's video. So to me, it's no surprise that we're at the bottom of the East at the 12th seed. We were just the 15th seed like 3 days ago, so it's like really close. But I'm looking to be the 15th seed this year. I don't think there's any reason why we shouldn't try to tank as much as possible. So let's just go ahead and start with the easiest one, that being Tyus Jones. Right now in the season, he is averaging, 11.5 points and then only 3 assists. So the assist numbers are down for whatever reason. I feel like if I were a betting man, I could see the Wizards getting Tyus Jones for maybe or I could see them maybe getting like a protected first from some contending team. Still a really good backup point guard, maybe even a starting point guard somewhere. So let's go ahead and try to flip him for a 1 first-round pick. Even if it's like protected, just like 1 first, I think I'd be pretty happy with, but we'll see what the offers are. So Doug Robinson, a first-round pick from the Miami Heat. We take on a bad contract. Obviously, long-term, we're not thinking about being good. So this is a trade that I like a lot, actually. Miles Bridges, Walker Kessler, Kevin Huerter, Mitch Robinson in a second. Dallas offers me a top 10 protected first-round pick, but right now this is kind of looking like the same as the Doug Robinson trade, where this pick is top 10 protected. So I don't feel like the Mavericks are dying for another point guard either. First-round pick, Dorian Finney-Smith. So 3 offers that I like. Schroeder and a first-round pick from the Raptors. I mean, I could technically see that, but I think we're going to go ahead and do that trade with the Miami Heat. Let's go ahead and talk to the Miami Heat about Doug Robinson and this first-round pick, 2027 unprotected. We take on the bad contract. They get themselves maybe an upgrade that point guard spot over Lowry. We're doing that trade 9 times out of 10. All right, next is going to be DeLon Wright. DeLon Wright, to me, you could probably get like a couple seconds. That's all I'm really looking for here. If I can get just a couple seconds, I'm happy. And that's all I'm looking for. So Paul Reed, obviously wouldn't hate that. We got PJ Tucker in a first-round pick, Miles Bridges in a second round pick, Chris Duarte, Gabe Vincent, TJ McConnell in a second round pick from the Pacers. Potentially we could do that. Devontae Graham in a second round pick. The Spurs don't really use Graham all that much, I think, currently in their rotation. I could be totally wrong about that. But I think we might go ahead and do this. We're going to go ahead and do this trade. The Spurs feel like they get themselves a guy that they could actually use potentially, and then we're going to get a second round pick and take Graham's contract. That's fine with me. So we'll do that. And then let's go ahead and do I want to trade either Kuzma or Poole here, or do I just want to wait till the offseason for that one? Danilo Gallinari is another name on a 1-year deal that I think we should just go ahead and try to get rid of right now. So let's do that. Gallinari, honestly, Dean Wade in a second round pick is fine with me. Something like that is totally fine. First round pick, I feel like is a little too high. Cody Martin, just needing a second. Dwight Powell in a second. Actually, could see the Mavericks doing this. We're gonna go ahead and do that. So second round pick for Gallinari, I'm cool with that. And then for anybody else that we should be trading here, Gafford is on a 3-year deal, so no need to rush that. And then I think that's gonna be it. I mean, other than if I'm gonna trade Kuzma or Poole here, right now Poole is averaging 22.5 while Kuzma is averaging 21. I mean, both of them could be trade candidates at the deadline. I'll take a look at the offers right now, but I'm not like, you know, looking to force it. I'll wait till the offseason if I have to. So Kuzma, Tobias Harris, Kenyon Martin, Lonzo Ball in a first round pick. So I guess if the Chicago Bulls want to trade me an injured Lonzo Ball, but we have to trade it first. So I'm gonna get on that. Porzingis, we can get Porzingis. I'm not gonna do that. Bring it back to Washington. Capella and a first round pick from Atlanta. Wouldn't be too bad. I honestly think we're just gonna hold on to Kuzma unless there's another offer here that blows me out of the water. I think we're just gonna hold on to Kuzma and Jordan Poole for now. Brogdon in a second. Yeah, we're not doing that. All right. So yeah, we're just gonna hold on to those guys. This is what the rest of the season rotation is gonna look like. We sold some pieces at the deadline. That's what we want to do. Obviously, there's more work to be done. But let's go ahead and see if we finish up as the 15th seed in the East, because that is my dream right now. So at the end of the season, we don't finish up as the 15th seed in the East, but we do finish up as like the 13th or 12th seed. So yeah, Orlando, Toronto, Detroit was worse than us, which kind of sucks because I feel like this team is gonna be like one of the worst teams in the East, if not the worst. So obviously, if I traded Kuzma and Poole, I probably could have made myself worse, but that's all good. You know, sometimes we get the top, 3 projected pick. It doesn't always work out that way, so maybe we get lucky in the offseason. But we got Denver, Dallas, New Orleans, Denver now, Miami, and Milwaukee. Miami makes the finals, and they lose to the Pelicans in 5 games. Brent Ingram finals MVP. Retirement. It's got LeBron James trying to retire. I'm going to override that for 1 more year. Let's go straight to draft lottery. So draft lottery. Let's see how this is going to work. Obviously, this is a big step of the video. We are projected pick number 4. Okay, it says via the Rockets. I'm pretty sure Washington's pick is protected here. I really have to go look and research this pick to see what the protections are. But top 4 projected pick. Let's see if we get lucky. We are going to get number 1. So W. So number 1 in this draft. That's awesome. So we get the number 1 overall pick. Literally could not have wrote it up better. So thank you, 2K, for blessing me with the number 1 overall pick. Head coach wise, I mean, we could just keep Wes Unseld. I don't think he's done anything wrong, and this team's not really that good. Like where it's like, hey, if we're not, no one can make the playoffs next year, we gotta fire you, because I'm not in that kind of rush right now. So Wes Unseld, welcome to the Wizards, and now we go to draft night. And who are we taking at number 1? Because I don't know if there's a consensus number 1 overall pick right now currently in this draft. I know Ron Holland, I'm pretty sure, is the guy at the moment. We have like Proctor, Cody Williams, Ron Holland. I know the best guy in this draft class, though, is Isaiah Collier. So he projects, or he like just goes up and overall like crazy. We do need a point guard, and we set ourselves up pretty good by drafting Collier. We also, as I said, could draft Ron Holland if that's what we should go with. But I don't know. Kind of tempted to take Isaiah Collier and live with the results because I know how good he can be. But let's go ahead and just figure out what we're going to do. I mean, I'm going to see if there's anything we need to do before we go into draft night, though. Do we need to trade Kuzma or Poole? I think we do. I think we need to trade one of them. I think we should trade Kuzma at the very least. So I'm going to go ahead and trade Kuzma before we head into draft night and see what we can get for him. All right, so I'm trying to send Kuzma to the Sacramento Kings, who I wanted the Kings to sign Kuzma in free agency. Of course, they did not do that. So let's see if they would do this. So it's Harrison Barnes 14 and Davion Mitchell for Kuzma. I might be asking for too much. I'm not really sure. Let's see what they say to this. They're going to want Corey Kispert, Dwight Powell, and they'll give me Sasha. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Corey Kispert is someone I wouldn't mind keeping around, but we get 14 and Davion Mitchell. So we get another lottery pick. I'm going to do this trade. And it sucks to trade Kispert, but getting Davion Mitchell as a guy who I think actually can go up and overall like crazy and give him the starting point guard role here. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and take Davion Mitchell off the Sacramento Kings. Obviously, he's going to be back a point guard forever behind De'Aaron Fox. So that's the first trade we're doing. We're getting an extra lottery pick and Davion Mitchell. We did send quite a bit of talent away, but you know what? It's totally fine. So number 1 and 14 in this draft. With obviously Davion Mitchell, I might just go ahead and take Ron Holland because I feel like there's going to be somebody out there that gets mad if I don't. I also could take a Day Mara, though, who's really good in this draft. So I was thinking about Collier, Alex Sarr, but I know how good a Day Mara can be as well. We don't really have a center long term. So maybe we're just going to go ahead and do another pivot. We're going to take a Day Mara. I'm going to go ahead and take a Day Mara at number 1. I wasn't even thinking about him for whatever reason. So welcome to the Wizards of Day Mara. And number 14, we also have Alex Sarr. So he falls all the way to 14, and I think he's easily the best talent left available. So we can have both a Day Mara and Alex Sarr as our center rotation. Both can go up like crazy down the stretch. I think we got to do it, right? Like, that is a nice deal. So you know what? We're taking 2 centers here, but like, I don't like what's left on the board. DJ Wagner's here, of course, but I'm taking Alex Sarr. I think he's the best player left. So we're going to go Alex Sarr out of France. So just like that with our 2 lottery picks, we get 2 centers that easily can become our center rotation or guys who can trade down the line, because I think Alex Sarr is the best player available. Yeah, number 77 overall. We could have taken DJ Wagner as well. I was tempted to do it, but pretty happy with the Day Mara, Alex Sarr, and also Mac in the second round. So welcome to the team, you 3. Great draft. I love that draft. Baldwin, Johnny Davis will accept. Qualifying offers, we got Jared Butler, Eugene, and John Butler. I'm going to go ahead and not worry about those guys. Free agency. I mean, I don't think I'm going to sign anyone in free agency. I guess we'll just sign where we need. But Jordan Poole, Devontae Graham, Davion Mitchell. So now I think what we do is we're going to move Jordan Poole to the 2. He'll play the 2 guard. So we'll have Davion Mitchell start next to him. I'm not really sure how long I plan on keeping Jordan Poole, but for now, I'm not in a rush to trade him. So we're going to go ahead and have him play the 2. We'll have Davion Mitchell, Devontae Graham as our point of rotation. It'll be Jordan Poole, Landry Shamet. Maybe even Johnny Davis. He overtakes Landry Shamet. Barnes, Robinson below Kalabali. That's ugly right now. Then you have Diaz Sasha. And then we have Gafford, Day Mara, and Alex Sarr. So I actually think Gafford is more expendable now that we have our 2 centers here. So you know what? We're going to flip Gafford here as well. I'm not really sure what Gafford can get you. I feel like there's a team, I mean, just average 10, 9, and 2. I think a first round pick isn't like out of the realm of possibility. So if I can get a first for Gafford, I would do it all day. Paul Reed, Max Strus in a second. Let's see what else we got. Jaime Jaquez, Dorian Finney-Smith, second round pick. Right now, I'm not really being offered what I wanted to be offered. Isaiah Joe, viable. Okay, none of these offers really are that great. I would assume we could send him back to Chicago. We have to trade a first round pick. Max Strus, we have to send a first. Right now, I'm not really seeing the deals that I like, so I might not do this. Gafford, we get Mo Wagner back. I guess we'll just keep him. I don't like any of those offers that we have currently. Is Alex Sarr a 3-point shooter? I guess he is. I guess we could technically play him at the 4 next to Day Mara, maybe. I don't really know. I don't watch him in real life, so I can't really sit here and act like I know if he can or not. But whatever. I'm not signing on to free agency. Let's just go to player progression. That was our first offseason. Pretty eventful offseason. Pretty eventful video so far. We've traded a lot of players, and now we've walked away with feeling pretty good. Mitchell's up to a 79, which is great. Daniel Diaz up to a 79. Poole's up to an 83. Belil is up to a 76, which is awesome. I actually kind of want to start him this year. And Johnny Davis only up to a 74, so not really sure if we'll ever get anything out of him. Barnes is down. Not surprised by that. Of course, Barnes, Duncan Robinson, you know, those guys aren't really long-term plans of this team, but they're just here kind of for now as contracts we got in trade. So feeling pretty solid about our team so far. Obviously, we're far from done, but let's go ahead and load this 2025 draft class, and let's see what we're looking like going into this season. We do have to cut 2 players here. So that will be Ryan Rollins easily, and I'm also going to cut Jared Butler. So I'm going to cut those guys, and let's get in the season. Park is going to last at 30th, which is to be expected. But yeah, Davion Mitchell, Jordan Poole, Lil Kalabawe, Deni Avdia, Day Mara, Gafford, Barnes, Alex Sarr, and Duncan Robinson. So, I mean, I guess we move Alex Sarr to the 4 right now. I'm not saying we'll keep him there long term, but we're going to move him there for now because we have Gafford still. So we're going to go that, and we'll have that. I mean, he might even start over Deni. He does not, but he'll be the backup 4. We'll go ahead and roll with this for the rest of the season. Is there anybody here that I think deserves minutes? Like Andrew Shamet, Graham, Sasha, Johnny Davis, all not getting any minutes. Johnny Davis, I guess we might as well just go ahead and send him down to the G League again. I think he'll be on the last of his rookie deal next year, but maybe he'll be ready to go next year. So I'll see you guys either at the deadline. I'm not rushing to trade. I don't think there's anyone here that I'm like dying to trade the deadline, but if I do stop at the deadline, I'll show you, or I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. So the day comes out here and wins Rookie of the Year, which is great to see. You'd love to see that. I'm kind of hoping to see Alex Sarr on our all-rookie first team as well, and we don't get it, unfortunately. It does make all-rookie second team. Let's see what his average is worth this year, especially playing the 4 spot for us this season. He had 6 points, 36% shooting from 3. So actually, that makes me feel a little confident that we could play him and Sarr together for the foreseeable future. Now, yeah, also attempted 110 threes. So yeah, I'm actually feeling pretty solid about him being the starting four going forward. Now let's go ahead and see who wins the playoffs. Obviously, we're not in the play-in just yet or anything like that. We're waiting for this offseason. It's going to be a huge offseason. So we got the Wizards, or sorry, not the Wizards, the Thunder, Pelicans. But this is what we finished at. If you're curious, this is our record. It was 27-55, and here are the end of the season stats as well, which I forgot to show. 27 from Poole, so absolutely amazing year. 16.5 from Damar, 12 from Gafford, 10 from Barnes, 9 from Danny Avdia, and then 10 from Davion Mitchell with 6 assists. But here we go. We got the Cavaliers going on to beat the Pelicans in 5 games. Lottery time. We got the Jazz. LeBron James retiring as Utah Jazz. All right, draft lottery. Obviously, I hope to get number 1 here again. I would love nothing more to add Cooper Flagg to this equation to what we already have. Let's see if that happens. No, not this time. Not very lucky this time. We get number 6, which is fine. Knicks get Detroit's number 1 overall pick, so they get to add Cooper Flagg. We get number 6, which sucks, but it is what it is. We get to add somebody still. Staff signing, we have Wes Unseld, which I plan on keeping him still. Again, I don't really plan on firing him. I think down the line we might fire him, though. We'll see. Just kind of depends how things are going. We'll just hire these 2 guys. We're ready to go there. And now we can just head straight to draft night. I think I 100% want to trade Poole this offseason, though. Just came off a really good year. He had all the freedom in the world. Was he efficient on that? It could have been better, but it's not bad. But let's go ahead and try to see if we can get something for Jordan Poole. Let's try to get a first. I mean, a first is what I'm looking for. Levine, Desmond Bane, Murray, Tyler Smith, a young small forward, and Marco Jackson, a young point guard. Him and Tyler Hero would move mountains most likely. Grant Williams and a top 3 protected first round pick. I mean, so far this is the best offer we've gotten by far. Kyrie Irving might be a free agent this offseason, so maybe this would be the way. Raptors give me a Drummond and a 2026 first. I actually think we're gonna do that trade with the Raptors. Ooh, that's a second round pick, and then that's McDaniels. I don't think the Timberwolves are trading McDaniels for Jordan Poole. Yeah, I think we're gonna do this trade with this one isn't bad either, but I'm gonna trade with the Raptors. They get a point guard in Jordan Poole. We get Andre Drummond, who obviously is someone that could be tradable or whatever. So we get a first round pick for Poole. That's what I wanted. I mean, you could argue I could have gotten 2 maybe, but I'll take the first for Poole and call it a day. Drummond is someone I don't want to keep around, though. Obviously, we already kind of have a center. Actually, I might keep Drummond as my backup 5 this year and trade Gafford right now. If someone offers me a first again, I'm willing to do it. So Bucks offered me like a pick swap. I actually don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. So might just go ahead and do that trade with the Bucks. Move on from Gafford. Call it a day. So let's do this trade with the Bucks. We get AJ Green as well. So yeah, first round pick for Gafford. And now we've officially, I feel like, blown everything up. I feel like we've officially gone everybody gone that we don't want to keep anymore. So it's pretty solid. Let's see how the draft goes. Number 1, Dylan Harper. Wow, Cooper Flagg did not go 1. He goes to the Jazz instead. Dillingham goes. We got Ace Bailey going. Ian Jackson going. I actually don't know who we're going to get here. So this is what it looks like so far. Dillingham 72 overall going number 3. We get Carter Bryant, Trey Johnson, Asa. I mean, I think we take Trey Johnson here because we do need a 2 for the future. 19 years old. Damian Sarr, Carter Bryant. I'm going to go Trey Johnson here at the top of this draft. We also had maybe another first. No, we had an early second. We take Bronny James here. I'll take him, I guess, and that will be our draft. So we had, let's see, Trey Johnson 76. Nicola would have been better, or was the same overall. I was kind of tempted by also Sarr. I was about to say, I was kind of tempted to take Sarr, but he went 21. He's the 75 as well. So Trey Johnson, Bronny James will sign, and I'll let the other guy just kind of not be signed. Leonard Shamman, Doug Robinson, going to decline. Baldwin, I'm going to decline as well. And then Sasha, I'm going to... Actually, I'll accept Baldwin. He's still only 22 years old. So, accept all those. And then qualifying offers, Davion Mitchell. Kind of curious to see what he's asking for because I do want to keep him. But if he's asking for like 30 million, I don't know if I can do that. 17 million. See, that's not bad for a starting point guard going forward. Averaging 10 points, 6 assists. Not a bad year. So we're going to go ahead and sign Davion Mitchell long-term to be our starting point guard. I think he goes up like crazy as well, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, I feel like paying our point guard, let's say like 14.5 over 5 years, I think is kind of a steal. So we're going to sign Davion Mitchell long-term. We're not worried about any of these guys here in free agency, so we're going to renounce all of them. So Mitchell is re-signed, and now we got to figure out if there's anything else we needed to do before we call it a day. So Davion Mitchell, Bronny James. Not sure if Bronny's ready to play that backup point guard spot. Johnny Davis, I think he's ready to play this year. Trey Johnson might back him up. Maybe he starts. We'll see. Harrison Barnes below Coulibaly and Baldwin. I would love nothing more than trade Barnes out of here right now. Most likely Daniel Diaz Sarr. I'm cool with that still. And then Ade and Drummond. So I think if we could just trade Barnes out of here, I'd be fine with that. I don't really want to keep him anymore. Just give me a second. Like if someone wants to give me like a second, I'm cool. Let's see. Aaron Neesmith, Charles in a second. I don't know if Barnes, actually, you know what? We're just going to leave him. We're just going to not leave him. We're not going to put him in the rotation. We'll just leave him. Point guard spot, backup point guard. Is there anyone here that like I want really badly that makes sense? Terrence Mann, we got Jose Alvarado. Not really trying to sign anybody like crazy. Like Shake Milton as our backup point guard would be fine. Just to back up Davion Mitchell. I mean, obviously I could sign like a Kevin Porter Jr. or Bones Highland, but I don't really want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and sign. Let's just go ahead and sign Alvarado to like a 2-year deal. Cheap backup point guard for the next couple of years. We're cool with that. So welcome to DC, Jose Alvarado, and that will be our offseason. So player progression, let's see what we're looking like. I'm hoping Bilal goes up, hoping Davion Mitchell goes up. We just signed him to a 5-year deal. Davion is up to an 82, so that's really ideal. Him keep progressing, that's great. Daymara 83, Danny Avdia 80, Alex Sarr up to an 80, Bilal Coulibaly up, Johnny Davis up. So yeah, our rotation next year, it's going to be interesting. I'm actually really excited about what this could look like. I feel like we finally have a foundation set. Don't know if we're going to be like a play-in team yet, but I feel like we kind of have a direction. Which is what I wanted to accomplish at the beginning of this video, is establish a direction. Obviously, we got plenty of time left to go win our first championship eventually. Don't know if we're ready for that just yet. But with that being said, rotationally, power rank is still going to land us at 28, so we're still not very good. It's Davion Mitchell, Johnny Davis below, Danny Avdia, Daymara. I think eventually Sarr will start, but for now he's not. Drummond, Jose Alvarado, Baldwin. That is our rotation. That leaves Trey Johnson out of the rotation, which I guess we can go ahead and send him down to the G League. So I'm going to do this with Trey Johnson, send him to the G, and we'll also go ahead and send Bronny James to the G as well. Actually, I got to sign someone if I want to do that. So free agency, just let me sign whatever, and then I can send Bronny down there as well. So just give me like Kennedy, I guess. I don't care. Kennedy, welcome to the team. And now we can send Bronny James down to the G League. So that should be good. And now we're ready to go next year. So one thing we got to establish, though, is who's scoring on this roster. Who is going to be the #1 option on this team? Defense is our system. I probably should have changed that a long time ago. Wow, I did not realize we were running a defensive system. We're going to change this to balance because that's the easiest thing to do. But who is going to be the guy here? Daymara obviously plans to probably be that. But outside of him, do we want Johnny Davis to become that guy? Do we want Bilal Coulibaly to be that guy? I'm going to boost Bilal Coulibaly up. I want him to be that guy over everybody. So I'm gonna boost him up to like an 80. We'll see how it goes. Johnny Davis I'll push up to maybe like a 73. And we'll see how the rest of the season goes. So I'm going to change Wes Unseld to balance. And I'll see you guys at the end of this season. We were very, very close to being a play-in team this year. Really right on the cusp of it. We ended up at 36-46. 2 games back from being a play-in team. So really close. Which means we're on the right path. 18 points from Daymara. 17 from Davis. And Bilal was 16. To me, I don't really know if we have a go-to score just yet. I don't think we have that. That's the problem we're missing right now. So if I can figure out how to fix that or to find that through the draft, I think that's what we got to do going forward. Daymara can definitely be that, but I would love to have another guy. I don't know if I can trust like Johnny Davis and Bilal Coulibaly to be that for us, although pretty happy with how they did this season. I boosted their shot tendency up a little bit. And of course, you know, Trey Johnson can maybe be that for us. I'm not really sure. I don't know if I've ever kept him long-term in a video before. So I don't really know what he turns into, but send him down to G League. We'll see what he turns into. Probably give him minutes next year, of course. So let's see how these playoffs go, who wins the championship. And we're going to have the Pelicans and the Cavs. We're going to have the Pelicans beat the Cavs. All right, so huge offseason ahead of us. Retirements, Brook Lopez. We're going to leave those all the same. Let's go straight to lottery. So draft lottery. We're once again projected a lottery pick. We are projected at number 10. So our pick is actually top 8 protected this year. So there's a chance we don't actually get to keep this pick. Let's see what happens. We are not going to keep our pick. So it does go to the Houston Rockets. The Rockets get our pick, which sucks. We have Toronto's pick at 27, so that pick did not turn out. We also have New Orleans pick at 30. Can't remember what trade that's from, but we have it. So other than that, think that's it. So unfortunately for us, 2 late picks. Not really sure if it's going to help us any. Staff signing. Let's see what we got here. So staff signing, we got Wes Unseld. Leave that all the same. Gotta fill out this, and then I will see you guys with the next steps to the process. Like I said, I don't know if we have the go-to score just yet. Maybe we give Trey Johnson that chance to be that next year. We'll see. So first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to move up in the draft because we have so many picks in this draft that it's not even funny that I don't even want to keep all these picks. So I'm going to try to move up at the back end of the lottery at number 14 and see if I can get lucky enough to get it because we have so many picks. Like I said, obviously, so the Pacers. Let's see if they do 27, 30. 3 early seconds. I mean, it's a lot of early seconds as well. I don't know if they do this, but I'm gonna offer it. So This for 14. They agree. We move up to 14. So we have the back end lottery spot at number 14. I'm cool with that. So now we can just draft to 14. So don't know who we're getting at 14, but nonetheless, let's see what we get. So we got Killian Anthony, who I believe is Carmelo Anthony's son that I learned in the last video. I drafted him. Oh, I could take Bryce James as well and add him with Bronny James. We could just kind of have the family going here, and maybe LeBron James come out of retirement. You know what? Give me Bryce James. Welcome to the Wizards. We got both the Jameses here now, so welcome to the team. Bryce James, 72 overall. Probably spend some time in the G League a day. Sar, Call Ball, and Bron James will accept all of those. Qualifying offers, Johnny Davis, Mac, and then Patrick Baldwin. Johnny Davis, I mean, he just had a great year. We'll see what he wants. If he wants too much money, I don't know what I'm going to do. Free agency time, $15 million. That's nothing crazy. Baldwin, 23 years old. Harrison Barnes, of course, we're not keeping. So, yeah, I think we just go ahead and re-sign Johnny Davis. We'll go ahead and give him a 5-year deal as well. If nothing else, it's a really good backup, too, for the foreseeable future. Similar thing with Baldwin. Just lock up these guys, have them here for the long term. We're still going to have like a max salary slot, although we're not like a free agency destination. But we're locking guys up, which is great. Now, don't know if there's anyone in free agency, like Jaren Jackson, of course, Keegan Murray, Jalen Williams. Like, those guys would all be great. But I'm still, like, really comfortable on how we've built the draft, and I kind of want to keep that direction going. AJ Griffin, Christian Brown, like, I don't know if there's anybody here that I'm, like, looking to get. So, you have, like, Trey Young, Jaden Ivey, I mean, Jabari Smith Jr. I mean, Jaden Ivey would be cool, but I think I want to try to give Trey Johnson that chance this year to be the guy. I don't know if I've ever done it using him, so I want to see if he can become that for us. We'll see if he can. Alvarado, Davion Mitchell, it'll be Johnny Davis, Trey Johnson, below call Baldwin, Deni Abdiasar, and then Damara. I mean, one thing we need to do is sign a backup 5. We got like Mark Williams here. Don't really want to spend that much money on a backup 5 though. Garuba, Jalen Williams, Daron Sharp, Nick Richards, Christian Coloco. Give me Coloco. I'll grab Coloco, and we'll be fine with that. I'm actually only gonna give him like a 1-year deal. I don't really think we should sign like a backup 5 long term anyway right now. We're gonna have to pay guys eventually, so I'm gonna sign Coloco to a 1-year deal, and I'll call it an off season. So again, not very eventful, but we're just kind of rolling with our young squad and just letting them develop as much as they can. So Mac is back, and they're gonna have Ademar up to an 85 and Mitchell up to an 83. Yeah, Oxar up to an 81, below up to an 80, Trey Johnson up to an 80, which is great. John Davis 80, 79, 78. So we have a nice rotation going into next season. Rotationally next year, I actually think we can be a play-in team. I think there's a huge possibility we can be a play-in squad. I don't see why we couldn't be. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. I'm gonna load this draft class once we find it. I know once we get past 2026, it's somewhat tough to find if it's out here somewhere. 2027. Let me find it really quick. 4-star balance system, power ranking number 18. I think there's a chance we're a playing team this year. They want to start Patrick Baldwin, which I find quite surprising over below Kalabali. So Baldwin's going to start. Johnny Davis is going to start. And then Trey Johnson. I actually kind of want to give Trey Johnson the keys, man. I want to see what he can do if I just boost his shots and see up like crazy. So I'm going to do this. We're going to move Johnny Davis. And yeah, we're going to do that. So it'll be something like that. We'll go 21 minutes there for Johnny Davis. This is what we're going to roll with. So it'll be Davion Mitchell, Trey Johnson. They want to start Baldwin, which I'm not opposed to, but I actually think I'm going to still start below call Bali as well. We'll go with that. And then we're going to start Alex Sarr. We're going to start Alex Sarr over Deni Avdija. I'm going to roll with this. So it's going to be Davion Mitchell, Trey Johnson below, Ade Mara, Alex Sarr, Avdija, Baldwin, Johnny Davis, and Christian Coloco. Max is a 78 overall. Bron James is a 74, and then Bryce James only a 72. He was a first-round pick for us. So I'm going to send Bryce James down to the G League. I'm going to do the same thing. Actually, Bronny James, he's got 1 year left in his deal, so I have to re-sign him, so I'm not going to do that. 3.5 proficiency. As I change the rotation up, we go down, which is fine. But I want Trey Johnson to be the guy. I want to see if he can be that guy for us. So I'm going to boost his shot tendency up just a little bit. Give him 34 minutes, and let's see what his shot tendency is right now. So Trey Johnson's shot tendency is a 78. We're going to push it up to a 90. I want to see what happens if I do that. We're going to push Below's down. Actually went down to 62. While Johnny Davis is a 77. I'm going to go 72. We're going to simulate this year. I want to see what happens. If Trey Johnson can be that guy this year, it might be unrealistic for me to expect that. But I just want to see if he can maybe be that guy. Maybe show strides of it. I'll see you guys at the end of this season. So Trey Johnson may have shown me he can be that guy. 20 points per game, literally 19.9, and also wins Rookie of the Year. Obviously spent time in the G League last year, which is why he qualified as a rookie this year. So feeling pretty good about that. Feeling pretty solid about that. So we end up as attempting these for the first time we make the play-in tournament. So do we make it into the playoffs? That is a good question. We shall see. We had 20 points from MyEras, so obviously he'll be that guy. Trey Johnson. And then Patrick Baldwin, surprisingly, off the bench. 17 points per game. So pretty solid stat line from him. 15.5 from below, and then 11.5 from Johnny Davis. So do we beat the Sixers to get in? We'll see. I have my doubts, but they have like Dyson Daniels now, and we do beat them. Wow. Okay, so now we get the Brooklyn Nets. All we got to do is beat the Brooklyn Nets, and we're in. So let's see if we can do just that. Obviously, they want to change the rotation up. My starting five was not what they agreed with at the beginning of the season, but it's gotten us this far, so I'm going to roll with it, and let's see if we can win this one. Close game. It looks like they got it, though. So nice first step. Unfortunately, did not work out, but you know what? It's fine. Cleveland, Brooklyn. Let's see who makes all the way to the finals. You're going to have the Spurs and the Jazz, and then Spurs, Cavs. Cavs going to win a championship. Jarrett Allen, finals MVP. Retirements. James Harden retiring a Clipper. Let's go to lottery night. We're projected, let's see, we're projected number 13. We didn't make it in, and then I think that's it. So I don't know if we get lucky and jump up, right? No. So we got 13, so another lottery pick. We got Miami's 27 from that Tyus Jones trade earlier. And that's it. So let's just draft another rookie onto the team. You can never have enough young players, of course. So coaching staff is completely filled other than Willie Ellis. I don't know if he has any relation to, actually, what am I talking about? Never mind. I was about to say something stupid. Just ignore what I was about to say. Let's go to draft night, and let's see what we got. Number 13. We can get somebody good here who can maybe be a role player. We're happy with it. We got Conrad. Wow, that's a cool name. We got Caleb Gaskins. I guess I'll go the young small forward and Caleb Gaskins. Welcome to DC out of Georgia. And we had another first round pick. I forgot. We got Weber. And the rest of these guys, not signing any of them because none of them are very good. So player options: Ademar, Sar, Trey Johnson, accept all those. And then qualifying offers. Below is a free agent. Brian James free agent. And so is Mac. I mean, I would love to keep all of them if I can. So this is what they're asking for. Brian James. Below is asking for $22 million. Oh, man. I don't know if I can get to that, bro. 15.5, 30. I mean, he actually played pretty good last year, so I could actually see why he wants that much money. I'm just not really sure we should throw our eggs in the below call Bally basket. Do I have money for like Giannis right now? I do. We have to look at something. So we have Wembanyama money too. We have Brandon Miller money. We have Brunson money. We have Scoot money. Trae Young money. Amin Thompson money. Tyler Hero money. RJ Barrett money. Do we want to sign a free agent? Do we want to throw an absolute? Do we just want to throw an absolute bag at somebody? Because right now, I don't know if we have our starting small forward the future. I saw Brandon Miller there, and I'm kind of tempted to sign Brandon Miller from Charlotte. But Charlotte, I mean, obviously it would make sense for them to match it. But him being a 90 overall, 24 points per game, absolutely amazing. I mean, that would be a huge step to like being good next year. I'll throw him an offer. Like the worst that can happen is I throw him an offer sheet, right? And the Hornets match. If they don't match, then that's their fault. I'm just playing what I can. I'm just doing what I can do in free agency. I would love to add Brandon Miller, small forward, 24 years old. We move on from below by doing this. Let's see what happens. They match it. Okay, that makes sense. I think it makes sense to go ahead and match that. So we don't get Brandon Miller, and I actually think it's cool that they match it because that's more realistic anyway. But is there anybody else that maybe I'm sitting here going, Amin Thompson? I mean, I feel like I've gotten Amin Thompson a lot of 10-year rebuilds, which is why I don't really want to get him. Asar's here as well. Almost had a 5x5 last night. Keegan Murray, Dyson Daniels. I mean, he wasn't even on the Pelicans last year, but I mean, he's not doing anything crazy. Jarris Walker, Jalen Williams. I know Jalen Williams will go up in overall if you give him like, or if you move him to small 4, he goes up like crazy. But the problem with that is, I throw him a bag. He's not like scoring anything. Like, I'm not sure if he could ever be like the #1 guy, which is my problem. So I think we're better off just signing below Coulibaly, which sucks, but I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna re-sign below Coulibaly. He'll be our small forward. I don't know if he'll be like our I don't know if he'll be like our #1 option ever, but he'll be like a role player for us nonetheless. So the role player money is only going to keep going up, right? That's just kind of the reality of what it is. So let's go player progression, and let's see what it's looking like. So Mac is up, or Bronny, those guys are back. Ademar is up to an 86, Alex R 82, Abdia 81, Johnny Davis 81 below, and then Baldwin, Mac, Bryce James is up. LeBron James is up. Okay. Trey Johnson did not move at all. So, okay. It was cool what he did last year, but I think at the trade deadline, we got to make a move. We got to make a move. I mean, guys are about to get paid. We got to move for somebody. We tried for Brandon Miller. Did not work out. Maybe he becomes available at the deadline. We got to figure out how we're going to, set ourselves up, because we can't stick around and be patient anymore. I don't think that's an option. We're running out of time, although there's still technically plenty of time left, but we're getting down to the stretch. We need to start being a contending team in the East. Like, we need to start establishing that. So I'll listen to what they want to do as a rotation. They want Mitchell, Johnny Davis, Baldwin, Sarr, Ademar, Denavdia, Callboy, Trey Johnson. I'm still going to start Trey Johnson over Johnny Davis, though. That's one thing I'm going to do. But, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Let's do that again. So that'll be Johnny Davis for Trey Johnson. But I'm going to see y'all at the trade deadline. I'm 100% making a trade at the deadline. I think we can't waste any more time. We got the contracts. We got the young players. We got the draft picks. It's time to start establishing what we're going to do going forward. I'll see you guys at the deadline. Unless we're just like astronomically good and there's no reason to make a trade, then I won't. But I don't foresee that happening. So we're starting the trade deadline, and this is what we're going for. We're going for Tyrese Halliburton. They're rebuilding. They're 11th seed in the East, 23 and 29. Tyrese Halliburton would be a dream at this point. I think we try to go get somebody that we know can be the leader here. We're trying to be a team that's a contender. I think Halliburton helps us out with that. Only 19 and 11, but of course, I think with less scoring on a roster, Damian Lillard probably came over and took some of the scoring away. I don't know why Dame is in, Indiana at this point, but whatever. I'm going for Tyrese Halliburton at the deadline, so let's see what it takes to get him. So Mitchell, we could throw in a trade potentially, 7 points. I mean, let's throw Mitchell in here as the first asset. I mean, I guess I could throw Denny of D on here as a 1-year deal. Go Gaskins, and then we can go first round pick, and then obviously they'll start giving me like Royce O'Neal and Edwards or something like that as guys to throw in. So Royce O'Neal. So let's say we did Mitchell, Denny of D, Caleb Gaskins, this 2028 pick, and then I'll even throw you a 2032 Washington pick as well. Give me Halliburton. We'll have our guy for the foreseeable future. I agree. We got our point guard. Halliburton is going to be the guy going forward. So Halliburton will be our starting point guard, with Alex Sarr and Ademar as the two other guys that are absolutely established. These guys are not moving. Halliburton's not moving either. These two, on the other hand, not saying they're locked in at the 2 and the 3 spot going forward. I just can't really promise that. So we get Halliburton, which was a big trade. We have our leader, our number one option. I feel like we needed that, so we got that in Halliburton now. We're going to submit the rest of the season. Right now, we're 20 and 32, so I don't know if Halliburton's going to turn around our season or anything. Hopefully he does. We're running out of time, so that was the first step to being a contender. This offseason is going to be very pivotal to building more towards that. So once again, we do make the play-in tournament as a 10th seed in the East. Once again, obviously, we were pretty bad at the deadline, so it's kind of cool to turn things around at that point. Trey Johnson with 16, Halliburton with 20 and 12, and then 20 and 11 from Ademar. So here, let's see how it goes. Do we get into the playoffs is the question. We do not. So we get eliminated in the first leg. So this offseason, as I said, it's going to be huge, man. We gotta start turning things around here. We have not made the playoffs once in this video. I've taken the slow approach, which I've been happy with, but it's time to speed things up a little bit. It is. Player retirements. We got Durant, Stephen Curry retiring, so it's an event era there. Lottery time. Let's see if we have another lottery pick here. We actually just traded all of our picks, and Nets have our pick. I thought for a second our pick went up to number 1, but no, it's number 10. We don't have any firsts in this offseason, which is fine. Sav signing. I think it's time to move on from Wes Unseld. We go get somebody else. Michael Stauffer is available. Actually, those guys will probably get blocked. We try to get them, unfortunately. Jake Underwood has no badges, but his grading or his ratings are good. All the good coaches are understaffed or on someone's staff, and I usually get blocked if I try to get, which is really annoying. But let's see. We got, yeah, literally Jacob Underwood's our best option. Don't love the head coaching pool out here. Taylor Jenkins is here, actually, not bad. Wes Unseld we just had. Give me Taylor Jenkins. We'll sign Taylor Jenkins to be our head coach for the rest of the video, and then we'll go McNeil. All right, so that's established. Now, how are we going to be a contender next year? I mean, we're ready to take that step. That's how close I want to be next year, is being a contender. Second round picks, we have Johnny Davis Below's contracts together. I mean, both of them could go up in overall technically, and it would probably be the best to keep them. Let's see what they do. Let's see what progression looks like before we make any drastic decisions. That's what I'm gonna focus on. Trey Johnson, Bryce James looks up, both of those. Qualifying offers: Bronny James, Damara, Alex Sarr, Mack. I knew those guys are all free agents. I do want to keep all 4 if possible. But I don't know what kind of money a day and Alex are going to ask for. I know they're going to ask for a bunch of money, but we're going to re-sign both of them. They're going to be our guys going forward. So both of them re-signed, in my opinion, no brainer. So we'll sign both of them. Both of them are established as the guys for the foreseeable future. Bronny James, I'll sign him as well. And then Mac, I wouldn't mind having back as well, but it still has not given me his bird rights for whatever reason. So yeah, he's still just kind of floating out there. But Mac might have to come back to qualifying offer. Is there anybody else I want to sign free agency before I move on? I actually should probably sign a back of 5 going forward. So back of 5, Gafford, who is here. Trina Wofford, Zignaji. Don't like any of these options right now. Daron Sharp, he's the youngest here. I'll give him an option or a backup center deal. And then I think that's it. All right, player progression. Want to see how much this looks. If this doesn't go up enough, then we're going to make moves because I can't, sit around and wait for these guys anymore. Mac is back, which is great. But Daymar, Alex R, 87, 88, which is great. Alex R up to an 87. John Davis, 82. Trey Johnson is not moving enough. He's not doing it for me, man. I wanted to be the guy. It's just not happening. We got to trade for somebody else. So what position do I want to establish? Either the small forward or the 2 spot. I mean, I want to get one of those wing spots upgraded and we keep one of the other starters. So let's take a look around the league and let's see what we can get to go for it here. We're going to try to make a move for Asar Thompson, someone I've never gotten before. I've had Amon Thompson a lot, but Asar Thompson I haven't. And in honor of his great game yesterday, I'm going to try to get him here. So Mac, we need $6 more million in this trade. I guess it's going to have to be Baldwin. So these 3, and I probably have one more first I can trade for Asar. What do you say? These 3 guys for Asar Thompson. What do you say? They agree. We got Asar Thompson. Our bench got worse, but I'm okay with it. Halliburton, Bryce, or Bronny James. You got Asar Thompson, Trey Johnson, below Bryce James, Alex Sarr, Daymar, Daron Sharp. I'm cool with it. I'm ready to be contender next year. That's what we try to establish. We got Asar Thompson, who I think is like one of the better, role players we could have gotten at this point. Probably more than a role player, obviously. At this point, I'm not really sure if the draft classes matter, so I'm just going to go ahead and auto-generate them. But let's get straight in next season. I'm looking to be a top team in the East. Like, there's no reason we shouldn't be. Proficiency is 4.5. So we've established things here. And now it's time to, put up or shut up. So bench utilization, pushing this down to a 50. We're going 9-man rotation here. Halliburton, Asar, below Kalabali, Asar and Alex Sarr. And then Daymar, Trey Johnson, Bronny James, Bryce James, and Daron Sharp. I'll see you guys at the end of the season where hopefully we finish up as the top 3 seed in the Eastern Conference, if not the first seed in the East. So we did get a Daymar making All-NBA third team here as we were really good. We finally established ourselves as we're the 2nd seed in the Eastern Conference. We went all in this offseason and it worked out for us. 21 points from a Daymar, 18 and 11 from Tyrese Halliburton, 17 from Asar, 15 from Kalabali, 14 from Trey Johnson, 11 from Alex Sarr. So not too shabby. We are going to be playing the Toronto Raptors in round 1. Obviously, we gave them Jordan Poole earlier in the video, but it's time to go on a run here. Obviously, it's first time in the playoffs, by the way, as well. So we'll see how this goes. Semi-current round against Toronto. We lose game 1, and they're giving us a fight. Do we win game 6? No, we're going to a game 7. So game 7 early on in this one. Let's listen to whatever 2K has to suggest for us. So if they think we need to fix rotation, we'll go ahead and do just that. So we'll have the CPU rebuild the rotation. Game 7 in DC. I would hate to go out in round 1, first time being in the playoffs as I think a contending team. But that might be the case of what happens here. Man, this is going to be close down the stretch. Please take care of business. Slow it down. Just run away with it, man. Just run away with it. I would jump in, but we got so much more seasons left that I'm not going to. And we are going to win. Okay, wow, that was close. Now we get a game 7, or we win that game 7. Now we get a second round series with the Magic, who have Collier, Keontae George, Franz Wagner, Paulo Banchero, and they're starting Frank Kaminsky. Interesting. Have a good bench. Semi-current round. We're going to beat them in 5. Let's go. Okay, we're back. And actually, I don't know. I don't know why I said we're back. We're not back. This is our first time here. Eastern Conference Finals. They have Castle. They have Proctor. Do they still have Garland? No, Garland is not here anymore. So they still have Donovan Mitchell, Mobley, Allen. Good team in Cleveland. Do we take them down? No, we're down 3-1. So Cleveland is a team that's going to give us fits, it looks like. So unless we come back from 3-1, don't think we're going to be able to. But hey, you never know. Maybe we can. So big playoff series here. This would be a big win if we can win this one, but I think the Cavs got us here. So Cleveland seems to be better than us right now. I don't know if they have any like expiring salaries. I actually need to look at that because that'd be huge if Cleveland is going to lose one of these guys. Cavaliers, Let's see. They have, yeah, wow. Okay, never mind. They have Mobley, Mitchell, Jarrett Allen all locked up. They do have Castle. He is going to be free agent, so I don't know if they'll lose him or not. We'll see. But let's see who wins the championship. It is the Cavs. They beat us. I mean, the Cavs have been really good, so I'm not surprised by that. But I don't know if we're going to do anything too crazy this offseason. I think we kind of have things set. It's just a matter of, you know, getting lucky eventually. So, staff signing, we have Taylor Jenkins. Going to leave that the way it is. We'll grab a good assistant. We'll grab Mr. Herb Joseph, and we'll be good on that. Let's go straight to rookie signing. Don't even care about the draft at this point. We might have had a first. I don't know. We did not. Player options, Bryce James, free agent. Qualifying offer, Trey Johnson. We'll try to keep him. And I know Asar's a free agent because he was only on a one-year deal. I'm kind of hoping it gives me the option to re-sign him. It does not. Wow. So may not get Asar back, which actually would be really unfortunate. Of course, we got to re-sign Tyrese Halliburton. No brainer there. Trey Johnson, we're going to re-sign as well. We're not going to just lose him for nothing. So, Asar, if I can get you back, I would love it. But I don't know if 2K is going to allow me to. Amen Thompson's here as well. Asar, I think I can get him back. Okay, that's huge. Asar, please come back. Please come back. Please come back. He has no other offers. All right, we get Asar Thompson back. That's huge. If we didn't get him back, that would have been really bad. We got him back, and now it's time to figure out LeBron, Trey Johnson, Bryce, and then Daron Sharp. And then we could use maybe another 4. We'll sign PJ Washington. Okay, gonna go another year. I'll see you guys at the end of next season. Hopefully, Cavs got worse. I'm actually gonna look if they did or not. Progression, we should get better. Maybe Trey Johnson hits a stride here. And he's up to an 84, 89, 89, 90. But it's not bad. Everyone's going up. Cavaliers, on the other hand, did they lose anybody? Let's see. Looks like they did. They don't have Castle anymore in their roster. Their depth is bad. So maybe next year's our chance. We'll see if that ends up being the case or not. I'll see you guys at the end of next season. So at the end of this season, we finish up at 62-20. It's time to dominate the rest of this video, hopefully. Cleveland still ends up as the 3rd seed, so they're still not going away, but we don't have to deal with them until the conference finals, thankfully. But 21-11, 18, 18, 17, 13. This is your team for the rest of this for the rest of the video. So let's see if we can take care of business. Indiana round 1, who obviously we took. Wow, they have Anthony Edwards now. They have Trae Young as well. Wow, Davion Mitchell there. Of course, we gave them that. Hopefully we can just beat them, and we are going to sweep them. So now we get the Charlotte Hornets, who have LaMelo, Castle, Brandon Miller, Bol Bol, Alperen Sengun. Obviously, I tried to get Brandon Miller earlier. It did not work out. We should be able to beat them. We do. In 6, and now we get Cavs. So now they're starting DiVincenzo, Isaac. They definitely got worse. Definitely got worse. Does this work in our favor, though? We're still going to lose to them. We're still going to lose the Cavaliers. Wow. It does not matter that they got worse. We still lose. So at this point, we're aiming for 1 championship in this video. Thunder, Cavs. Cavs going to win again. Donovan Mitchell, Finals MVP. It looks like as long as they have Donovan Mitchell and Mobley, they're going to be good. Which sucks, because I want to get 1. We have 2 more chances left. 2 more chances. All right. Draft lottery time. Knicks get number 1. I don't know if there's a way I can upgrade this roster any further than it is. The only thing I can think to do is fire Taylor Jenkins. I mean, we're going to do it. We got to pull out all the stops, and we're going to try to get a championship. I mean, I can't just like not waste this opportunity. So, of course, I'm going to get neither one of the upgrades that I wanted, though. Taylor Jenkins, Chris Finch, Chauncey. I don't know if there's another upgrade here. Funny enough, I might just resign Taylor Jenkins because there's nobody else here. Okay, Taylor Jenkins, sorry for firing you. Just come back to the team. Yeah, that works out. That's kind of weird, but you know what? It works out. Okay, Goldman. We'll fill the rest of this out. You guys already know what the roster is going to look like next season. Honestly, don't think there's going to be any major changes. So I'll see you guys at the end of next season, where hopefully we can take down the Cavs. I mean, we're just kind of hoping that they keep getting worse, and we're only going to keep getting better. So we'll see if that strategy works or not. All right, we're back in the playoffs once again, and we did make 1 trade to upgrade the rosters just a little bit, and we traded for Garuba, basically. That was just a center upgrade. I traded PJ Washington and also Daron Sharp to get Garuba to be our new backup 5. So I'm also going to string this down to an 8-man rotation. Let's just see how things go. We get to play the Pacers in round 1. Obviously, the Cavs are the only team I'm really worried about, but maybe down the line we get eliminated by some team like the Pacers. Let's see. And we are going to beat them in 5. Okay. Now we get to play the Miami Heat, who actually have Victor Wembanyama now. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, there's a chance we lose to the Heat here. We beat them in 5, and now it's the Cavs again. So Cleveland, they have Shaedon Sharp now and Jeremy Sohan. How did they pull this off? I have no idea. We lost to this team last year when they looked worse. Now they have Sharp, who's averaging 21, and then Jeremy So on. Those are per 36. Sorry. Per career stats 24 in the playoffs isn't. The Cavs are going to beat us probably. Game 1, 1-0, 137, 116, 26, 24, and 13. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3, we win. There's no way we beat this team now. Why couldn't we have done this last year? Why couldn't we have done this last year when they looked much worse? I don't get it. Whatever. We're here. That's all that matters. Timberwolves, they have Paulo Banchero now. They have Cade, Tariq Whitehead, Jay McDaniels, Paulo. Man, this is a good team. Cade and Paulo. That's a solid team. Game 1, down 1-0. We even it up. First chance to get a championship here. Huge game 5. We win it. Let's go. Okay, we got one. We got one more season, though, so maybe we can make it 2 in a row. But if nothing else, we at least got 1 championship in this video. I was worried we weren't going to get 1. I took my time. We got to the point where time was running out. We made our moves, and the Cavs kept beating us, but we finally took care of them. All right, let's go 1 more year. I'll see you guys again next season. My throat is starting to kill me, but we got 1 more season. To end the video, this final season, we go 69-13. So here we go. Let's just make it 2 championships in a row to end the video. Indiana round 1. We've beaten them every year so far. Hopefully we can continue that. Player stats for this season to see how it looked. You had 23 from Ade Mara, 19, 19, 17, 16. So semi current round against the Pacers. Take care of them. We sweep them. Now we get the Cavs, who we were able to beat last year. The sub Shaedon Sharpe, Keon Johnson, Kobe Buffkin now. Do we lose to them this time around? And no, we beat them in 6 again. Now Miami, who have Vic still. They also have Shea now. Ooh, okay. Johnny Davis is there now. Here goes nothing. We beat them in 6. We're in the finals. Oklahoma City. Hawkins, Jaylen Brown, Tyron Stokes, Danny Avdija, Chet Holmgren. And we're going to beat them in 4. Okay. We won 2 championships to end the video. Halliburton is our finals VP. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was a fun one. Thank you guys for watching as always. I'll see you on the next video. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.